Welcome to Unit 4, Lesson 18, the quadratic formula and complex solutions practice problems. Okay, looking at our first problem, we see a quadratic equation equal to 0. So what I'm going to do is use the quadratic formula. A is 4, B is positive 12, C is positive 58. So now when I plug it in, I get negative of B, which is negative 12, plus or minus the square root of b squared, 12 squared, minus 4. This is part of the quadratic. The minus 4 always goes with it. 4 is A, 58 is C. Multiplying that all out, you get 144 minus 928, which is negative 784. The square root of 784. So we're going to separate this into negative 1 times 784. The square root of 784 is 28. The square root of negative 1 is I. So now, when it comes to fractions, we're going to separate the fraction because they have the same denominator, so I can separate the numerator. Now, this is a valid answer, but when you take standardized tests, you have to simplify your fractions. So 12 and 8 both have a common number of 4, so this is negative 3 over 2, plus or minus 4, 7 over 2. And if you wanted to turn that into decimals, it would be negative 1.5 plus or minus 3.5i. Okay, let's look at number 2. Write each expression in the form a plus bi, where a and b are real numbers. So when we look at a negative under an even root, we separated negative 1 times the number, which gives us 2i. So this is 5 over 3 plus or minus 2i over 3. Okay, again, 16 equals the square root of negative 1 times 16, which gives us the square root of 16 is 4. This is why you have to memorize your square roots. You get 10 over 2 plus or minus 4i over 2. Now we can simplify this because 10 divided by 2 is 5 and 4 divided by 2 is 2. Just because it has an I next to it does not mean that it does not act like a regular number. Okay, again, the square root of negative 1 times 144, which gives us 12i because the square root of 144 is 12. So negative 3 over 6 plus or minus 12i over 6. Simplify your fractions, which gives us negative 1/2 plus or minus 2i. Or you could turn 1/2 into a decimal, negative 0.5 plus or minus 2i. It's all the same thing. Okay, Priya solves the two quadratic equation, and we want to know which equation has real solutions and which equation has non-real solutions. So this is something we didn't get to talk about in class, but how do we know what a real solution is and a non-real solution? We have to look at what's called, the highlighted part, what's called the discriminant. If I do 16, put that in pencil. 16 minus 72, I get a negative number. 72 minus 16 is 56. It's negative 56. Because I get a negative under my radicand, that means this is going to be non-real. I will get two non-real solutions. Now, looking at the next one. 64 minus 24 is 40. This is a positive number. So this gives me, and it's not a perfect square. Let's simplify the radical while we're here. I'm going to divide this into 4 times 10, which is equal to 2, because the square root of 4 is 2, which comes out 2 root 10. This radical means I get real solution, which is irrational. So when the discriminant is a positive number, you're going to get two real solutions. Okay, so let's look at this problem here. To x squared equals 25, when you solve an equation, the x must be to the first power. So we have to take the square root. When we take the square root of a positive number, we get two answers, one positive, one negative. This is x cubed. To get rid of a cube, we have to take a cube root. You have to make sure you put a 3 as an index to make sure you're taking the cube root. And the cube root of 27 is 3. Now, because this is an odd root, that means there's only one answer. X squared, square root. X equals plus and minus root 12. Now, if we was to separate root 12, it would be 4 times 3. The square root of 2, 4 is 2. So that'll be 2 root 3 plus and minus. This is a standard answer. This is an answer you will see as a choice on a test. So please remember how to simplify radicals. You must divide the number into a perfect square and the product of a perfect square and another number. So now, x cubed, to get rid of a cube, you take the cubed root. And x, I should have this in a different color. Let's do this in a different color. X equals the cube root of 12, one answer. Okay, Kieran or Karan is solving the equation. He decides to start by squaring both sides. Well, Karan made a mistake. He should add 5 because it's not. This 5 is not a part of the radical, and you will not get rid of the radical. So what we're going to do is apply a perfect square situation here. So you get the square root of x plus 2 squared minus, because this is a minus, 2 x plus 5 times 5 times negative 5 equals 11 squared, because you get x plus 2 minus 5 equals 11 squared. That gives you x plus 2. Why did I write that? X plus 2 under the radical minus 5 times x plus 2 under the radical minus 5. And 11 is on the other side of the equation, so it doesn't do anything. So x plus 2 quantity squared minus 5x2 minus, or let's say plus here, because that's the equation. So minus x plus 2 squared. I forgot to do the minus 5 squared part of it. Minus 5 squared. Make sure you put your negatives in parentheses. And then do that. And that will give you x plus 2 minus 10 times x plus 5 is equal to 121. This is not what you want, which is C is the best answer. So please move to 5 first, because it's not part of the radical when solving this equation. I don't know why they asked a question like this. Okay, plot each number on a real or imaginary line. So the opposite of the square root of 4 is negative 2, and that goes there. A square root of -1 is I. That equals I. 3 root 4. Root 4 is 2, so this equals 3 times 2, which is 6. And that goes there. So the next one is -3i, which is down here. The next one is 4i, which goes up here. And the next one, 2 root 2. Root 2 is about 1.4. And 2 times 1.4 is about 2.8. Something like that. So that goes right there, 2 root 2.